Hello there, my party animals. Sorry it's been a while since the last video, but me and Magnus have been working on something big. We are proud to announce that we have teamed up with Nintendo, Ubisoft, Bill Gates, Jack Nicholson, Jack Black, NASA, Taco Bell to create the next generation-defining video game. I am super excited about this, and I can't show you a lot of what we've made, but here's a little sneak peek of what we've had so far. Yes, please hold your applause, or don't. I know, it's quite fascinating. But until the full version of this video game comes out, I thought, why don't we explore into the world of what the origins of modern video gaming are, or were. With the renaissance of video game design that we appear to be in, I thought it appropriate for us to go back to the roots of video games to see where it all began, with the first few video games. Now, computer adventure games date back as far as the 60s with teleprinters, but today I want to focus on a specific niche of historical video games, which are text adventures. Now, if you don't know what text adventures are, let me pull up the Wikipedia definition for them. So a text adventure, sometimes synonymously referred to as interactive fiction, that's a lot of syllables, are text-based games wherein worlds are described in the narrative and the player submits typically simple commands to interact with the worlds. Instead of interacting with a digital environment and a controllable character, the world of a text adventure only exists in your head. So basically, a text would appear on the screen describing a situation that you're in, and then depending on your response to that text, you'll be described with the consequences of your action. So if a text says you are in the middle of a meadow and you say go north, then it'll describe the new area that you're in after you go north. Now, the cool thing about this is that none of it is digital in the fact that you are interacting with a virtual environment like you do in modern video games. Like it says in that definition, all of this exists in your head, but you still interact with the computer to take part in the story. Now, some of the most acclaimed titles in text adventures include Digital, a love story, Planetfall, The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, and the very adequately named Adventure. I'm sure that's just flawless. But the world of choose-your-own-adventure games don't exist just on a computer. This format has also been used in book form. The more famous of these books probably being R.L. Stine's You Choose the Scare Adventures in his Goosebumps series, where essentially on a page you are presented with a situation and you are given a list of choices. And depending on which choice you make, you go to an assigned page where you continue the story. So in R.L. Stine's You Choose the Scare, you become a character in his book and you decide what this story is and how you interact with characters and what choices you make. So I decided, in light of recognizing the history and the origins of video games, to throw my hat into the ring and create my own text adventure, but not one on a computer, one in a book entitled Dread. Now, the game Dread is about surviving in the zombie apocalypse, where it pits you against the dead, the living, and other harrowing survival situations, where the choices you make oftentimes are the difference between life and death. Now, this book operates like a standard text or choose your own adventure, where you're given options and then you flip to different pages based off of which option you choose, but I also added a few other elements. In typical modern video games, especially survival video games, you have to worry about ammo, about collecting weapons, resources, using them, and your health. So I decided to add that element to the game as well. So while you're traveling through the game and going from page to page, you also have this cute little card where you keep track of resources you have. So up here, you have your health, so you can track it with beads or whatever. You also keep track of how much water you have, how much food, first aid kits, and then here is where you write stats for your weapons. What kind of weapon you have, how much distance you can shoot, and how much ammo you have as well. And as you keep track of all of this, you try to survive for as long as you can. And just like a real video game, you can actually earn achievements in this game too. At the very end of the game, if you accomplish any of these achievements, you add to your score, and the high score gets my respect or something. So here's an example. As you go from aisle to aisle, you quickly maneuver your way to the dried goods section without them knowing, them being zombies. As you look through the shelves, you find a water bottle in the corner of a shelf. plus 1 water. So in this case, you would add a little bead or piece of paper to know that you have 1 water. And later on in the game, when you get thirsty or hungry, you have to use up that water or those resources. And if you can't, then you start losing health. If you lose all of your health, well then, you're dead, son. So get wrecked. Then you have the option to either keep looking or to go back. And then you can explore different areas. There are 3 main storylines in this book. It's over 100 pages and there's a lot to it. I spent a lot of time making this, and the art is courtesy of your boy Magnus, just so you know. Along with this book is a very in-depth how to play guide, where not only do you have to keep track of the resources, but you also have to fight zombies, which you use by rolling a dice as you shoot for weapons. And honestly, I would love to get into the nitty-gritty details of this game, which I spent a lot of time thinking about and making, but I realized something: it's kind of hard for me to share this with you. Other games like the interactive YouTube video game or the Excel maze crawler game that I made a few weeks ago, I was able to share with you because you could play it if you just had Excel downloaded, or you could go on a YouTube. But I can't make and send these books to all of you. Or can I? So it took me a little bit of time, but I've transcribed this entire book, 113 pages, into a PDF format that is fancily laid out, that has been painstakingly created, identical to this book, along with the extended instructions at the beginning, where it talks about achievements, weapons, setup, how you fight, combat, high score achievements, things like that. So I will have a link down in the description below that if you click on it, it'll take you to Google Drive, and as soon as you get there, if you're logged in, you can go to the corner and click download. And then you can download it for yourself as a PDF file, and you can play it just like you would as if you were reading this, like in person. Or if you're playing a text adventure, you just go to whatever page it designates you go to. And please, in the comments down below, let me know what you guys think of this game. Let me know how many of you survived, if the game was easy, if it was hard, because this is something I poured a lot of time and effort into, and I think you guys will enjoy it if you take the time to appreciate it like I have. Also, announcement: the first person to get to the very end of this game on the PDF file and post in the comments down below the score they got will get a free Gumptious Gizmos t-shirt. Excuse me? Oh, that was the branding department. Actually, we don't have t-shirts yet, so instead you will get a top-of-the-line Gumptious Gizmos baseball cap. Wait. We don't have those either yet, so you will get a fanny pack. No. Socks? Wristband. Sticker. I will email you a JPEG of our logo. No, I can't afford that either. Instead, the first person to post the score that they get in the comments below will receive my respect. Wow, someone's just having a good old party out there. Thank you so much for watching. If you aren't subscribed yet, then you can do so by subscribing, and you can see more content I have coming out in the future. And just a little sneak peek for the next video, I address the question we've all had: is what is the best way to sneak food and candies into a movie theater? This video was sponsored by Brendan Fraser. He had a few words he wanted me to share with you all. If anyone in Hollywood is watching this video, please hire me back. I promise.